oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, it's Kenny Omega versus Vikingo on AEW Dynamite. I can't believe we're gonna get that, especially since we were supposed to get it back in 2021, and sadly, Kenny Omega worked himself to the stupor to the point that you have to wonder what is wrong with his mental state. And because he was working with vertigo and all that other stuff going on in his life, you wonder how he was stealing the show and doing his dangerous matches over that course of period. So yeah, that was a thing. And man, the storytelling, the continuity, there was going to be a match between them back in AAA. However, CM Punk and the Brawl Out fiasco happened, and then they had to delay that even further. But it's going to be awesome. It's going to tell an awesome story. No story! Anyways, Kenny Omega and Vikingo. It's a dream match, not a dream match! Wait. I detect tribalism. I smell tribalists. So, yeah. This is the match that everyone lost their mind over. Not in the, oh my god, this is awesome, this is going to be an awesome match, the Mega Champion versus Kenny by God Omega, the previous champion before he had to vacate it. This became more of, oh my god, why is this match happening? There's no context, there's no story, it's just another wrestler that no one cares about, and we gotta gatekeep what constitutes a dream match. And I'm just like, god damn it. So, yeah, this is the match that got a lot of divisiveness from the internet side of wrestling, mostly tribalism talk. So they lost their ever collective shits, because of course that's what the internet does, and ranted and raved and raged and foamed at the mouth about how this is not a dream match, that no casual fan knows about this, how the mainstream doesn't know who Vikingo is, and no one cares about AEW, and AEW is the devil. So, yeah. And, oh god. Okay, so for the casuals, they don't know who Vikingo is. Like, they know who Kenny Omega is if you watch AEW on a consistent basis, but Vikingo is someone who had shown up on mainstream television up until this point, but for hardcore fans, they know who he is, or at least heard of him, because he was originally, and they also went ahead and said there's no story here, there's no constitution to justify it to be a dream match. Except there is a story, and everyone was ranting, saying, go to Google, search it up, you can look it up there. And I was just like, you realize AEW is probably going to air a video package at like the beginning of the show or during the show, or the commentators are going to talk about why this is a dream match. I mean, I'm probably going to miss that because I'll be at work at the time, but I'll be able to see the match if it's the main event. But, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a package, or they're going to explain why this is such a dream match. But, no, even with my standard reasoning and common sense, everyone was like, no! You need to be angry! This is goddamn travesty! And I'm just like, it's an awesome match. Like, if you've seen Bandido in AAA, that's a pretty damn good wrestler and lucha wrestler, and, well, Kenny Omega is Kenny Omega, and his association with Don Callis certainly gives the way of the story going on, especially since he's trying to, keep Kenny Omega and rip himself from the Young Bucks and the Elite, especially since Hangman's now back in the fold, partially. But, yeah. The internet lost their collective shits over this, so, yeah, and then it got even worse when Tony Khan came out and corrected Dave Meltzer. Hold your horses, everyone. It's truly the apocalypse. Tony Khan said that Dave Meltzer is wrong and actually criticized him. You know what that means. We gotta freak out over that. And what was the thing that got people so riled up in anger at Tony Khan for speaking about Dave Meltzer senpai? Well, it's actually quite simple. Tony Khan explained how he has a weekly investment going on every week where he spent millions of dollars a year to cater to the wrestlers and workers over their hotels, their driving, their cars, the hotel payments. He's been covering their costs and helping them with travel whenever they travel everywhere, both outside and in the U.S. and somehow that's now a problem because the Kool-Aid Man is red. I mean, like, people just freaked out over that, saying, "See, this is why you're not making profit. Daddy must be very mad at you." And I'm like, does everyone just forget Tony has his own money? Sure, his dad's part of the company, but like, Tony has his own money, right? And yeah, it's a huge investment, but it also promotes a more positive work environment than God knows other places that could afford it, even more so. I mean, like, when I heard this, I was like, yeah, now that I think about it, why doesn't WWE do that? Because they have more money than AEW as a company. Like, Tony Khan has more money than Vince, but, like, as a company, WWE has more, and they're not doing what AEW's doing, and they have less. Does that not go through anyone's head and think, you know, maybe WWE should start doing that? But no, we had to have gatekeepers and saying, no, you need to be angry about being a positive working environment. This is goddamn travesty. And I'm just like, oh, for fuck's sake. So, yeah, that happened. And that led to a week of strife and chaos because everyone was all excited and the gatekeepers came out and gatekeeped what constitutes a dream match. And I'll just give my hot take on this. I'll say this. Sting and Undertaker being a dream match died after WrestleMania 27. Like, the moment you had the chance to do it at WrestleMania 27 and you didn't, and he went back to Impact, you're just like, we should just call it. It's never gonna. You had a chance, you blew it, and even if you get Sting now, it's too late. It's never gonna live up to that hype, to that 20-year hype. How do you expect to make a 20-year hype of that magnitude and somehow come out on top on that and not have people criticize it to death? Seeing a near 60-year-old man and a guy who has leg issues to the extreme and has numerous health issues who's wrestling only once a year. Yeah. I say it stopped being a dream match after 27 when you had the opportunity to do it. So that's my big hot take I can add to dream matches. I'll wait for your rants and rages in the comments, no doubt, on Twitter. So, yeah. Kenny Omega and Vikingo would go one-on-one. The Best Bout Machine was back in singles competition after he lost the trios match. Three-way match. Darn shame. Oh, and one of the Young Bucks is injured and Buddy Matthews is injured. No! So, yeah. That sucked. So, yeah, they're all injured. We're all depressed. And Vikingo and Omega are going to go at it to help us lift the mood up. And of course, they tore the house down. Like, Vikingo went to the initiative and beat the holy hell out of Kenny Omega. High-flying Lucha Libre wrestling, doing stuff that makes you wonder how come there's no evidence to speak on bone conversion to rubber. I'm still on that. The rubber industry is benefiting from these from guys like Bandido and Phoenix and everyone. And I'm just that guy that's loving this match. It's awesome. It's quality performances. It's stellar. It's insane. And you love every minute of it. For those who actually want to enjoy it and not just hate watch it because you hate AEW and you need to gatekeep it. And go on Twitter and gatekeep it. But yeah, this match lived up to the hardcore fans' hype. It was a stellar main event, and it actually got them near to 1 million views. But you know, we had to go back to gatekeeping the viewership thing because they were doing with 800,000 to 900,000. But when they get a massive boost, they're still saying not 1 million. So yeah. But yeah, this was a hell of a quality match. And there is one negative thing I can say. Vikingo is the current Mega Champion. He's set to defend his title at Supercard of Honor this week. Hooray. And Kenny Omega beats him clean. And I'm just that guy that's like, I don't like it. I didn't like it when WWE did this, where the champion lost to the guy and it was a non-title match. So I don't like it when they do it here either. I'm like, at least Jungle Boy defeating Chris Jericho, that one match where I can't remember if it was Frankie Kazarian or Christopher Daniels or Scorpio Sky, where they pinned Jericho and they made a story out of it. This is just dream match, and therefore we're probably not going to do a follow-up until AAA makes the call. Plus, there's also solidified AAA and AEW as buddies again, because there was a strain at one point where Dragon Lee went to WWE and they made the announcement after they just beat AEW's FTR group and took the titles back. Yeah, that pissed Tony Khan off for a little bit. So, yeah, they were annoyed at that, and subsequently there was a strain for a little bit, but then they got into a meeting and we're like, oh, let's hash it out. Yeah, let's hash it out. Yes, let's do business. We want Vikingo. Okay, we can work that out, but can we have Kenny Omega for our show eventually? Yes, okay. That's probably going to be the plan for TRIPLEMANIA this year, or for their next big event, or whatever that happens. Probably the summer, I wouldn't be surprised. But, yeah. And then they asked, hey, can we have Vikingo for Ring of Honor as well, for Supercard of Honor? Yes! I don't know why we're doing that, but let's do it anyways. Because it's going to be an awesome match. And one of my AEW buddies, Cindy, is going to be there, so, props. You get to see awesome quality matches. Why does Maryland not get as much love? But, yeah. And, of course, Kenny Omega has his story going on with Hangman and the Elite, and this Kenny and Don Callis' manipulation, trying to be Paul Heyman. I'm still waiting for the day we see someone tell Don Callis, you are not Paul E. Dangerously. And that the only thing he'll ever be remembered as the guy that got cracked in the head with a radio headphone when it came to Paulie Dangerously, which I'm surprised they have not done that. I mean, like, let's be real, the caveat's all there. The story is right there. You could make the shots right there for you. And I'm just that guy that's looking at. And I still remember. I still remember this when Kenny Omega and Don Callis were in that with that storyline with Bryan. Like, I saw Don Callis look like he had a flashback, like, that guy's wearing an ECW shirt. And then you can imagine there's a video, then like when you see the video in the background playing, flashing back to the day he last saw Paulie Dangerously, which involves him getting cracked in the head by a radio phone. Oh man, those were the days. I'm like, not for Don Callis. His head got cracked in. Yeah. So, come on. You already have the story right there. I still want my Roman Reigns Kenny Omega dream match, damn it. Mostly through partnership. And just imagine Paulie Dangerously and Don Callis interacting one last time. Oh god, that would be an awesome moment. It might not happen, but it'd be an awesome moment. And lastly, with that going on, Hangman came out, beat the holy hell of the Blackpool Combat Club, who earlier in the night beat down the Young Bucks and put them in the hospital. That happened, and Hangman took the hospital, stole an ambulance, brought it all the way back to AEW's arena, and proceeded to beat the holy hell out of Blackpool Combat Club. Instead of Blackpool Combat Club running away like dirty little heels that they are, they instead were like, okay, Hangman's on his way, he's armed, he's ready, we gotta prepare ourselves, let's beat the holy hell out of Kenny Omega still, because we still have time for that, because for some reason the face doesn't run to the ring. Yeah, oh my god, why are you beating up Kenny Omega? And Hangman comes in, makes the 20-second late save, and chases the group out. Don Callis, being Don Callis, acts like he gets hit by Hangman, and Kenny Omega's pissed. So he doesn't know the context that Don Callis is manipulating him. Because looking back at the footage is forbidden in the art of wrestling. Yeah, I'm trying to wonder if they'll even address that. Kenny Omega to just look at the footage because he's an EVP. So, that happened. Oh god, and we end the show off with Kenny looking pissed, Don Callis looking dastardly, smirking evilly, and Hangman's just like, what the hell just happened? Oh, and the Blackpool Combat Club consisting of Jon Moxley, Wheeler Yuta, and Claudio Castagnoli because Bryan Danielson went home, and Jon Moxley is like, vacation? Oh yeah, I was supposed to do that. Fuck that. I'm gonna keep wrestling even though Revolution could have been my perfect time to take off. Sorry, honey, I gotta disappoint you again. So yeah, awesome dream match we got. Further progression in the storyline with Hangman, the Elite, Don Callis' storyline with Kenny Omega. We got layers to this. And now we have the possibility of Kenny Omega versus Vikingo down the road in AAA wrestling, for the Mega Championship, unless Tony Khan somehow negotiate his way to get that match on free TV or on a pay or Double or Nothing. Because I'm certainly now going to call it. I don't think CM Punk's coming back after what happened last week. And now Jon Moxley's pissed. We were so close, man. He was ready to mend the fences, and then he just was like, no, I need to be CM Punk. I need to be angry. I need to be angry about everything. And now we're right back to square one. So, fuck that. Oh, man. So, yeah. Looks like Kenny Omega and Vikingo will meet each other again, especially now that Kenny Omega pinned the world champ. Of the Mega Champ, so we'll see how that goes. I'm looking forward to see what happens next to the saga of Hangman and the Elite, and this coming Dynamite, Kenny by God Omega defends the IWGP United States Championship against Will Ospreay's United Kingdom buddy Jeff Cobb. Jeff Cobb returns to AEW in singles competition. And I think the last time we saw him in singles competition was against Jon Moxley. Man, that was early AEW before the pandemic. And he was a mercenary for the Inner Circle. I wonder if they'll ever bring Jeff Cobb up with the whole Jericho Appreciation Society. I wonder if he'll interact with Jericho and they'll say something about it. Who knows? We don't know. Now I certainly want to see Jeff Cobb versus the House of Black in a match. Damn it. I got myself hyped for a potential connected thread we could do, and now we can't. Damn it. I'm probably going to disappoint myself for that. So, this was your host, Eric Brown of Neo Reality Entertainment on NRE The WrestleVerse. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, check out my content in the description below. Stay tuned for more. I'll see you all again next time. Peace and take care, and keep on wrestling, everybody. Peace.